Welcome to Mehetabel Counseling Services YouTube channel. My name is Faith Gushu, a trained counseling psychologist. Today, we will be addressing losses and more specifically, losses without funerals. Losses without funerals are losses that we have incurred that are not visible, that are not recognized, and we don't realize that we've lost them. Some of the losses without funerals, losing self, this is very significant, miscarriages, stillbirths, marriages, and jobs. Today's major loss we are going to talk about will be self. And how do you lose self? You lose self, most women lose self at the altar, or you lose self at the labor ward. How is that? When you go for a wedding, after the wedding, the certificate comes out as Mr. and Mrs. so and so. So you come out being known as a Mr. and a Mrs. So if you're not careful, you lose yourself at the altar. The other thing is when you get married, get pregnant, or you don't get married for that matter, but you get pregnant when after you've given birth, you come out of the labor ward as Mama so and so, mother too. So if you're not careful, you get into a marriage having killed self, but ready for the two system, parenting and marriage. The other place you lose yourself in surrogacy. Let me explain. You lose yourself in surrogacy because either you become a surrogate dad or a surrogate mother. When one of our parents die, a child in that home take the role because life upholds a vacuum. If you're not careful, a child may take a role, and mostly the firstborn. They take the role of parenting the children and being a confidant to the person, to the spouse who has been left. So you lose yourself because you stop becoming and start taking your parents' role up to a certain age. The other place you lose yourself at workplaces where you're very busy doing the roles, you're very busy trying to achieve your objectives. However, you lose who you are because you cease transforming yourself from purpose and you start transforming yourself to role. So the other place you lose yourself at relationships. How is that? You can get into a relationship because of a previous self-esteem, you start over-functioning in that relationship, meaning you are the one who is doing 150%. So you lose yourself in relationship by maybe either over-functioning because one, you believe you cannot be liked bare. How is bare? You believe you can only go into that relationship with a gift pack. A gift pack of being too nice, a gift pack of being too caring, a gift pack of being too available, or a gift pack of nurturing. I'll give an example of when you go to a supermarket. In most of our supermarkets, we have detergents. I'll talk about detergents. We have those detergents that go without a gift pack, but we have those detergents that they cannot sell without a gift pack. So I would want to pose a question. Where are you? Are you self with a gift pack, or do you go to relationships without a gift pack, saying, I am enough and I'm coming bare? Most of us lose ourselves in relationships because we don't feel good enough when we are going to relationship. Hence, we carry ourselves with a gift pack of a functioning, with a gift pack of being too nurturing, of a gift pack of becoming a wife before you are even a wife. The other way you lose yourself through drinking or through being promiscuous. We also lose ourselves from the conditions of worth. Conditions of worth are the things that we are told we are, or I would say every family has a bar. Every family has a bar. And parents put a bar to their children without their knowledge. And remember, we cannot run away from relationships. We all have a foundation. We all come from a place. And so we are 40% genetic and 60% environmental. So the 40% genetic can really take a tall order in our growing up. So what happens? We realize that we lose ourselves by trying to please our parents the whole time. And I'll give an example of, you are being told you can only be good enough in this family if you achieve in academic qualification. You can only be good in this family if you achieve in spiritual platform. You can only be good in this family if you achieve in investments or businesses. So if you don't achieve, for example, the academic qualifications where the bar was set, you grow up not feeling good enough. So what do? You compensate by either becoming the child who does a lot of work at home, or you tell yourself, since I'm not good enough, then it is okay to be labeled the black sheep of the family, or the person who deters the family from becoming the ideal family. The 40% genetic is very important for us to discuss, because one, when a family, remember, our primary caregivers make us. So if you are brought up in a family where you are not appreciated, you grow up knowing you are not good enough. So you lose yourself in ensuring that every time you get into a relationship, you are always overdoing, you are always overfunctioning just to fit in, or you're looking for, and in fact, this I would mention, you can be 50 years, but the 40% takes you back to the family. So you are always doing something to make sure that your parents, and more so maybe the parent who was a dictator or an authoritarian parent, to make sure that parent accolades you. Sometimes we can lose ourselves in emotional incest, where we emotionally get antagonized by taking care of our parents instead of them taking care of us. Let me give an example. The couple is not working, the couple system is not working. So one parent take a child and become their confidant. The child becomes the confidant. The child becomes the person to tell the things that are happening in the family. So they are always looking for validation. Can't you see what my dad is doing, your dad is doing? Can't you see what your mom is doing? They get the child to meet their emotional needs, thereby depriving the child to become their authentic self. What happens with emotional incest is where one parent takes the child and they allow them, or they introduce them to their system. So this child takes care of the one parent emotional needs. Hence, the parent forgetting that the child has also emotional needs that are not being met. So this person becomes their mother's emotional giver when they lose themselves in the parents' circle. When you lose self, it blurs you from ever being your authentic self. So you need to heal and know who you are so that you can be able to become what God purposed you to become. Have you lost self at the altar, at the labor ward, at the workplaces? Have you lost self in your relationships? Have you lost self in drinking? Have you lost self? And what have you lost yourself in? And the reason I would ask, if you know you have lost yourself, it will be so hard for you to answer the question when you're asked, who are you? So I pose the question, who are you? If you can be able to explain who you are, away from your marriage, away from your workplaces, away from your children, away from your parents, away from everyone else, if you're able to answer that question, then you're at a good place. If you're not, I encourage you to seek help and have the courage to heal. Thank you. That is all for today. Like, subscribe, and comment.